Hold on a second. I believe I'm going live right now. Yep, I'm on there. It comes in, hold the phone. I'm getting ready. I am looking. And everything's set. I'm not gonna be up. I'm not gonna be up on this very long. But if people come in, might change. Never know. That's how it kind of works. If I go live, I don't really get anybody showing up. I'll talk for about 20 minutes or so about whatever, unless I just really want to ramble on and make a long video, which that does happen. And now, that light, I'm going to move here in a second. So if you're annoyed by the bright light, I'm going to be moving here in a second. I'm going to move over here, move towels. I don't know why my wife decides she wants to leave towels all around the living room. Welcome to married life. Yeah, it's the way that is. All right. You're going to hear me in a second here. I'm going to pause the video as it comes up. Okay, well, I don't understand what's going on here. What are we doing? What is going on? Okay, here's the live chat on here. Okay. Oh, I got to mute it anyway. But I think I'm gonna pause it anyway. I'm gonna click hi. I'll have that going. And there you go. I got the chat ready. All right, here we go. So if anybody pops in and says something, I will know what you're saying. This time I ain't got the video running up above. The computer's gonna be like flipping out the whole entire time. But anyways, let's get talking about this. I'm kind of just gonna move over here. There's no pillow over here, is there? Oh, it's like all jacked up. Anyways, okay, I'm just gonna lounge back here, and it's not too bad. There we go. All right, so let's talk about this. I'm lazy, sitting on the couch, doing all this. My pop's all the way over there. That kind of sucks. Anyways, so 2017, I thought about this doing this video the other day about movies in general, and I know I had some kind of topic I think a while back ago that basically I was disappointed in the movies coming out. And I don't know if it's a video I just didn't upload maybe or something like that, but it seemed to me that horror movies were really just bad. Like there was like nothing. And a lot of the stuff coming out was just pure garbage. And a lot of it was like flash, boom, and like loud noises and everything like that. I came to an understanding that maybe I just wasn't looking in the right places. I think there's movies coming out that are really shocking me. Things that they're bringing up sequels that and movies that they haven't did for a while. It is a great example. They brought that back. They remade it. Really good. Part one was really good. I'm thinking part two is going to be probably just as good. And maybe it's not something that really needed to be done, but if they want to make money, oh, there I go yelling again. Money, the movie industry, whatever. They want to do that. They want to bring stuff back that is marketable, that's able to be done. And Pennywise is very marketable, so I'm very excited for that. I've heard there's a few other movies that they're going to redo. I'm kind of excited because one, I've never seen some of those movies. I've heard so long that they're going to do a Blob remake, and I don't know if that's going to happen yet. Or I don't know if it's even going to happen. Because I thought Rob Zombie was going to do it, but I don't know what's going on with that. That was like a long time ago that I heard that. But there's a bunch of movies that are always in the works, and I think they take so long to make. And a lot of movies just get unnoticed. They just come out, and nobody really knows about them until like years down the road. they said, "Oh, this came out in 2017," and there's like movies that you'll never even know of. A great example is the movie I just put a review out a couple days ago called Teeth. Um, Very interesting title, very interesting movie. It kind of it's kind of weird, and it's not really a horror movie. Kind of is, but not really. It's more. I mean, there's some gore in it, and I talked about on the movie. It was just kind of it's kind of more of an uncomfortable movie, not really a. I guess you could say the thriller. I guess. Um, but to me, it was kind of in the vein of a kind of a goofy horror movie where you don't. It's like the unexpected, you know. Good God, y'all look crazy. Anyways, but that movie kind of in 2007, that movie came out. I never heard of that movie until now. Never heard of it. Not one person I've heard talk about that movie. And maybe there's a good reason because it wasn't like over the top good or over the top or under the top bad. It was kind of just in the middle there. But to me, there's a lot of movies out there that you've never heard of that just come out and they don't get a proper release. They don't get a proper talked about and stuff like that. And that's what I like to do on this channel. I like to talk about movies that you necessarily wouldn't watch. And I try to watch movies like that and get through them. There has been a few that I haven't reviewed on this channel. I did watch, I believe It Follows, and I don't think I ever reviewed that on this channel. Reviewed it, and I kind of want to go back and rewatch it. But here's the problem with some of the movies that come out, and especially on Netflix. A lot of them are so damn drawn out and slow, and there's nothing going on in the movie. And then when something does go on, they act like it's a big deal, and it's not. And they try and be all dramatic with it, and it's like you're just sitting there going, "That wasn't even like, why are you acting like that?" It just doesn't make any sense. And It Follows. Let me what it's about. It's not a zombie movie. That's not what it is. But it's something weird. I'm trying to remember what it is, and maybe my mind is just blocking it out because it doesn't want me to remember this shitty movie. But but It Follows was kind of read, and it went into the person, and it would infect them like a virus or something. It was something like that to that effect. And I remember this movie being a big deal when it came out. People kind of liked it. Watching it, I'm just like, dude, this movie is slow. And I couldn't really get into it. So maybe I'll give it another shot. I think it's still on Netflix for a while. I don't see it going off yet because I have the Upflix app, which I'm telling you right now, if you guys want to know what's leaving and coming on Netflix, except you will be annoyed because they update their catalog all the damn time. I didn't think they updated the catalog that much, but you get to see what comes and goes, um, like on a daily basis, which is really really cool. Because I'm a big Netflix guy. I like to see what's coming and going. But with that being said, get out of the whole Netflix thing. Let's talk about this movies in general. Um, but I think the horror movies are making a huge comeback. And the reason why I say that, not that they're making a big comeback, but it's like they're becoming more acceptable, which, if you kind of take a step back, a long time ago, they were pretty acceptable because you had Texas Chainsaw Massacre in the theaters. It was one of the creepiest movies that people were watching in the theaters. They talked about it. It was like people would talk to each other, and be like, "Oh, that was a creepy movie, man." No, no. And people used to talk about it being like one of like they used to talk about the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre. And even if you talk to a person that grew up in the 80s, in the 70s, there's some older people you would talk to and say, "Yeah, you know, my husband took me to see Texas Chainsaw Massacre when it first came out, and it freaked the hell out of me." And you hear them say that, and I'm like, really? Like, it wasn't really that bad? I didn't think it was that. I didn't think it was that. I still don't think it was that creepy. Like, compared to like The Exorcist. You know, it's like, that movie I understand because I don't even want to watch that movie. Like I've only seen it, I think, like once all the way through, and it's I don't know. Like even then, I'm like I don't know if I want to finish this movie. I I'm not a huge fan of it. And it's kind of I'm not gonna say it. I might enrage people if I say it. I'm just gonna yeah I'm just gonna not comment about that because I didn't want to watch it again. But to me, some of these exorcism movies are kind of boring. They kind of bore me to death because all they want to do is oh what's going on? I think I clicked off here. Get me back on the screen so I know what I'm doing. All right, so yeah, some of these exorcism movies kind of bore me. But anyway, it's becoming more acceptable. You know, Halloween was in the theaters. I remember in the '90s, like Nightmare on Elm Street was in the theaters. I remember people that used to babysit me when I was in elementary school. They were going to see it and things like that. Teenagers that watch me, they were going to see it in theater. You know, when I went to go stay at my mom's for the weekend, there used to be this family I'd stay with when she went to work. You know, and they had 3 kids, and you know, and their mom, would stay home, and we'd hang out, all this hang out stuff, do stuff, and they would go. I know that their big brother, they couldn't go see it because they weren't old enough, or just didn't want to see it, and I wasn't really in the movies at the time, so we would just watch TV or whatever. He went. I remember him going to go see, I think Freddy's Dead, which that was like the late '90s or mid '90s, I think, when that came out, '97, something like that. I know my dates are probably not right. But anyway, I remember him going to see it. That was in the theater. It was still Freddy was still a big deal, and it was acceptable for a horror movie to be in the theater and be popular and be a high-ranking film. Since Saw came around, it seems to me that Saw was the one that kind of broke into the mainstream and kind of got that appeal for people to start seeing horror movies in theaters again. For a short time, I remember when I was in high school, it seemed to me, and I should have kept this email. I so should have kept this email. And I think I've talked about this before in some of my videos. Here in Greensburg, there was a theater called Wolf Theaters. They're not AMC. I don't think they're an AMC or anything like that. No fancy, theater. It's a nice theater. It is a pretty nice theater though. Um, but pretty much, I asked if they were going to get uh, the Saw movies in. They said no, we're not going to get it in. Blah blah blah. So I remember driving to Shelbyville, and honestly, I don't know if I seen the first Saw movie. I remember seeing it, but I don't know if I seen it in the theater. Yes, I do. Yeah. So I went and seen the first Saw in the movie theater. I'm thinking it was like Saw 2 I seen in the theater. I don't remember. And I don't know, whatever. But I went and seen the first original Saw in Shelbyville, Indiana, because they were showing the movie at their theater, which it was like an 8 cinema theater. I mean, our cinema plays, I think, like 8 movies too, but he was saying, they're not going to waste their money basically on something that they don't know is going to sell. That's why they weren't going to get Saw at their theater. Boy, did they look stupid, probably. Holy, seriously. And I kind of wonder if, like, they had the other Saw movies play at the theater after that, because I don't know. I wasn't living around here when final chapter came out and all this other stuff came out, and chapter 5 and 6 came out in the theater. I don't really remember. But I think Saw kind of broke the barrier because I don't remember, and like I said, that was a stigma. Like horror movies didn't really make a lot of money. You would get a select few who wanted to go see the movies. Well, now The Walking Dead's back. The Walking Dead is on. Walking Dead's back. Whatever. Zombie stuff is popular now, and Saw came around, and now there's like, what was the other one? It was kind of popular. I haven't really seen much of it either. I think I seen the first one. Like, I don't even remember anything about it, to be quite honest. Paranormal Activity, because it's pretty popular too. Um, Annabelle. Annabelle is pretty popular, which I finally did see that. I think I reviewed that on this channel. I don't remember. I watched the. I did watch the first movie yet. I have to look on the channel. If I haven't reviewed that, I'm pretty sure. So, um, interested to see Annabelle Creation, which I heard. I watched a few videos that they talk about that actually was a good movie. So whenever it comes out, probably just wait till it comes on Netflix or TV or something, and I'll watch it on there. I don't really like watching horror movies on TV. I do have Stars now on my cable package, so have been watching different movies on there. The first one I watched on there was The Shallows, which I reviewed on the channel, so that was pretty cool. I put Seen on Stars. I usually put where I see it at. Um, I know there's a couple movies where I'm probably gonna watch. I got so much crap I want to watch, man. I'm probably gonna watch some TV shows tonight. So I have a lot to do in the next couple nights when I'm up, running about. But I think one of them is going to be checking out Hostel 1 and 2 and seeing, rewatching the original one. Because I've never seen anything past the original Hostel because I wasn't really a fan of Hostel. But they're getting ready to go off of Netflix in the next few days. I think they go off on the 11th or the 12th. Hostel 1 and 2 does. Um, so I'm definitely wanting to check those out before they leave. That's a cool thing about having this Upflix. Easy for me to say, right? Anyways, that's why I like having the Upflix app because it tells me when they're going off. The only bad thing about it is I like to put seen on Netflix, so maybe possibly people can check it out. Blah blah blah. But here is the other flip side to that. I may do it so that people can check stuff out, but I also want to do it. You can just check a movie out that you've never seen. So if somebody's looking at Hostel and they're like, should I really watch that? And if they check a review out, that's what I'm there for. I'm here to just talk about movies. And I know some of these movies people have already seen, but I haven't seen. So I'll give you my thoughts on them or like that. And I try to do movies that and few of them haven't even got views. That's like the funniest thing about it. The video I uploaded or earlier this morning, I can't remember what it was. The hell did I call it? Did I upload it? I'm pretty sure I uploaded it. I uploaded, I think, a last break. I was like, boop, uploaded it. Put the phone in the thing. Went back to work. Yeah, I named it something weird. I can't remember what it was. But yeah, it's basically talking about channel update, things like that. But also brought up the fact that like some videos, like I think they will do well and kind of more obscure movies, and then nobody watches them, and it surprises the crap out of me. And then I'll watch something like a Jeff Dunham stand-up special that just came out, and I do a review on it. Who's up? How I got it out of a Jeff Dunham stand-up special, I have no idea. But I think I seriously talked for like 15 to 20 minutes about the stand-up. I don't know. I think I just gave you like a history of Jeff Dunham and what I thought about him in the news. Yeah. But yeah, I really do think horror movies are getting better as a whole as well. We used to see so many movies like I Know What You Did Last Summer. I Still Know What You Did Last Summer. Jeepers Creepers, which I love Jeepers Creepers, by the way. I like Joyride. Um, there's a lot of great movies I like in that area. But when we kept getting horror movies like that and nothing like Jason Halloween. We never got any of that kind of stuff. Now we're getting a lot of psychological thrillers, thrilling horror movies, of thinking horror movies, a lot of serial killer kind of thing, killer movies. I kind of enjoy that. I like that kind of stuff, you know. And see, this is the thing that I think people understand. Some people, and I don't know what these people have in their minds, and they, want to hurt somebody. They want to kill somebody. They want to go into, a local Walmart. They want to go into a church. They want to, shoot people at a concert. Like, I don't understand what they're going for, but this is why I don't understand. Because if you have a masochistic nature to you, a horror movie, and watch this stuff. I'm not saying I am, and I'm not saying that everybody that watch horror movies is that way. But beef, and you want all the beef that you can handle. I don't know why you would just watch horror movies instead of wanting to physically harm somebody. It doesn't make sense to me. So I don't want to put that out there and say this is why, or whatever. I don't know why I want to change it like that. Oh, I didn't want that to be perceived as why crossed. But I do think horror movies are getting better. Oh, I know why I started talking about that, because I was talking about like death and killing and stuff like that. I'm not that way. Not yet. I mean, never. Anyways, um, stuff going on, man. Um, and it makes me think about different stuff. But horror movies, movies are a great outlet. It baffles me that people have to go out and do things like that. There's so many outlets. You can listen to music, you can watch movies. You can write poetry. You can work out. Find a girl, have fun with her. Woo! Anyway, uh, so many outlets. You don't have to kill people. Anyways, back to the subject at hand. 2017, horror movies getting better. Hell yeah. Hell yeah, they're getting better. Um, this. There's a lot of movies, not just horror movies, that are coming out. And I'm really excited. This year is the big kick. I think that a lot of great movies are coming out. And this is going to be probably one of those decades, the 2000 teens, that we're going to look back on and and go, wow, all those movies came out in that time span. Jesus Lord. Because there's a lot of movies. I mean, if you think about it, you go all the way back to 2010, and then by the time it gets to 2020, what movies are going to come out? Think about all those big hits that we've had. We have probably 3 Star Wars movies in this time span. We're going to have tons of Avengers stuff, Marvel stuff. Probably going to get another Batman before 2020. Um, Pretty nuts what movies have come out. Chucky is making a resurgence again. Uh, Saw is coming back. Jigsaw, it's now Jigsaw now. So it's probably going to be Jigsaw 2. I'm sure the series is going to continue with him. I haven't seen the movie yet. I want to. Nearby, I may want to go watch it sometime. I don't know. We will see how that goes. But it's going to be quite interesting in the next few years to see what horror movies come out. And I haven't really been. I need to start. I did just go to a place called upcominghorrormovies.net.com, one of the two, and it used to kind of keep tabs on horror movies coming out and stuff. And that's where I read about the Blob. Rob Zombie doing that. I read up a little bit. Well, I read up on Halloween 2, I believe, that was coming out, and things like that. And then I saw him something to do with Blob there too. So who knows? Who knows? Um, and yeah, I don't have anything much really to talk about other than that. I want to jump on here and do a video about horror movies, kind of give my thoughts on that. I've been trying to kind of stay away from horror movies. Honestly, trying to watch like some dramas and some thrillers and some action movies because I haven't really been watching those kind of movies. And I want to kind of get my mind off into something else other than horror. But it's just easy for me to watch horror movies than say the other way around. It's easier to watch horror movies than any other genre. That's what I was trying to say. My mind is not working. It's 11 o'clock. I need to be in bed. Anyways, I'm going to get off here. I'm going to watch something else. Hope you guys enjoy everything. Keep rocking and see you later. I almost flipped you off. I don't know why I'm flipping you off. I almost did. Keep rocking. Keep on watching horror movies.